welcome back to the show. It is Wolf and Luke on a Friday afternoon, but a very eventful Friday afternoon as round 2 and round 3 is tonight. But we're not talking about round 2 or round 3, Wolf. We're talking about round 1. Cardinals got the guy that we've been hoping they would get for 4 months, and now he's joining us on the Arizona Sports Line. Marvin Harrison Jr. is joining us on the Arizona Sports Line. Marvin, thank you for the time. I know it's been a whirlwind, but how are you doing?
I'm doing great right now. I couldn't be more happy where I landed. I'm super excited to be Arizona Cardinal.
Nice. Marvin, really appreciate you joining us right now. I'm going to start with this, okay? I know you've been asked an awful lot of questions, but I want to start with this one right here.
Yes, sir.
What is your favorite route to run, and why?
I like to run all the routes. Whatever route is going to help us, put some points on the board and get us the wins. That's a route that I'm going to run to my best ability. But I wouldn't say I have a favorite at the moment.
You had mentioned right there at the beginning that you wanted to be an Arizona Cardinal, and Paris Johnson Jr. has been lobbying for you to be an Arizona Cardinal for a while.
Yes.
How long were you kind of looking at this situation and saying it might be a possibility?
Really since the draft before, when I just got drafted in, once they drafted Paris, I kind of knew there was maybe a possibility the following year that the Cardinals could be positioned to take me. So just talking with Paris, it's kind of crazy how it all happened, like a full circle moment that we have to be teammates again.
Well, the Cardinals seem to take Ohio State players in the first round every year, so eventually you're going to have to give us a scouting report on next year. You know that, right?
All right, I will. I certainly will.
All right.
Marvin, does your dad work with you in terms of route running, or is that a little too close? Does your dad coach you, or is...
No. He certainly does. He certainly coaches me. He's very detailed in his work. I think, that's why he was as good as he was, and I'm just trying to follow in his footsteps. So, I take his coaching, and try to listen to him as much as I can.
How much did it help? Obviously to have a dad who's a Hall of Famer at the same position you play, but even just to grow up around the NFL, and I would imagine that makes it a little bit easier where you're not going to be surprised by a whole lot just in terms of the lifestyle.
Absolutely, man. I just know how to be a pro. That's kind of what I've been living my whole life. This isn't going to be my first time actually being professional, but just how he approached his business, how he prepared for the game on Sundays. I've kind of taken the same approach, in my own career. So I think I'm definitely ready.
Marvin Harrison Jr. joining us here on the Wolf and Luke Show. Marvin, how do you build chemistry with a quarterback? How do you do that? Repetition, doing it over and over again. Hopefully one day, me and the quarterback, Kyler, can just go out there with our eyes closed and just complete passes. But it just takes a lot of reps. So I think that's all going to start, in practice when no one else is watching, just, the extra route running and throwing sessions that we may do. It's always going to start from there. But just building that chemistry, one day we can go out there just with our eyes closed and complete some passes.
I'm assuming you saw the video. I'm sure you know how excited Kyler was to see that the Cardinals drafted you. What does that do, for you? You're a young guy breaking into this league, and a pretty established quarterback is this excited.
I know. It means a lot, really. From the support and love of your quarterback. Now it's just my job to go out there and earn his trust on the football field. So that's what I'm going to try to do.
Marvin, do you feel like you have to prove anything?
Yeah, you got to prove a lot of things. You don't come in here with any entitlement just because you were drafted, fourth overall or one of the first receivers on the board. That doesn't mean nothing. You have to go in here, produce, earn the trust of your teammates, earn the trust of your coaches. You have a lot to prove. So no matter where you got drafted, I don't think, you're entitled to anything. So you have to have a lot to prove.
Marvin, you get a lot of comps, obviously, to your dad, and we've heard the comps to Larry Fitzgerald. Those are pretty big shoes to fill. Do you like the comps, or do you just kind of want to carve your own path now?
Both. I think definitely an honor to be mentioned in the same category as both those guys, both Hall of Fame receivers. But yeah, I think definitely want to create my own path, create my own legacy as well. I'm going to do my best I can do that.
Marvin, you seem like a really humble guy to me. And if I'm right about that, where does that humility come from?
I think maybe just from my dad. Just how he went about his business. He was not one that was great showmanship or just anything like that. So he just always went out there and did his job and was a great teammate. So that's what I try to do as well.
We're talking to Marvin Harrison Jr. Marvin, obviously lofty expectations that's going to come with the season and the career you had at Ohio State and where you were picked. Just in your mind, what does a successful rookie season look like?
Helping the team get some wins, really. I think, I came here
Monty, the GM, he drafted me, and Coach JJ, they drafted me to help the team get some wins. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Whatever role that may be, I'm going to try to do my best ability to perform in that role. But at the end of the day, I just want to help the team get some wins.
Marvin, if you weren't playing football, what would you be doing?
Ooh, I don't know. Football has kind of been my whole life. So we'll see what happens after football. But playing football is always my dream and my goal, and I'm super happy that I reached it.
Did you, I'm assuming Marvin Harrison Sr. is the answer here, but besides him, did you have specific favorite players growing up that you watched and you wanted to play like?
Yeah, definitely my dad. I think seeing Larry catch everything that was thrown his way, definitely, that was inspiring as well. I mentioned Larry, so there's a lot of receivers that I watch, and I try to take bits and pieces from everyone. But being a Cardinal now, I think I definitely watch some more Larry film and see anything I can take away from him.
So, Marvin, why Ohio State? Why did you choose Ohio State? Because I'm sure you had many, many other offers. Why Ohio State?
Yeah, I think you look at the schools that produce the most defensive backs and wide receivers. I think Ohio State is right up there with both categories. So you want to be surrounded by other great receivers to push you, not only in the receiver room, but on the practice field as well. And then on the practice field, you want to go against the best DBs. So kind of having that mindset of going in there and competing and being with the best players led me towards Ohio State.
We're talking to Marvin Harrison Jr. Marvin, you just did that press conference with Darius Robinson. We don't know as much about him as we feel like we do about you, but it seems like you know him, and he seems like a character. What can you tell us about Darius Robinson?
Yeah, he's a great guy. I just learned he had 2 degrees. So, obviously, he's very well educated. Obviously, he's a tremendous football player, and I was super excited when we picked him. I got to watch him from afar in the Cotton Bowl, I think, when Ohio State played Missouri. I was on the sideline for that game, but he was just tearing our offense up, and I'm just super excited that we're now teammates.
Marvin, did you know before the draft that you were going to be an Arizona Cardinal? Did you have a
No,
feeling?
I did not.
No,
I did not know until I got that draft call from the Arizona Cardinals and Monty.
We, as a show, certainly as a fan base, there's been a lot of people were hoping you would be the pick for about 4 months. Were you able to get that sense of how much the Cardinals fans wanted you in addition to the team?
Yeah, I think I definitely saw the video afterwards, having, the Bird Gang and the Red Sea react to me getting drafted. And that means a lot to me, just the support from them already, even though I haven't stepped on the field yet. I'm going to do my best to go out there, each and every Sunday, play for them and make them proud.
I know you haven't played for him yet, but Jonathan Gannon, do you have any impressions of him, or what was he like in the interviews?
He's a great guy. The competitor really wants to win, really smart. I just cannot speak more highly of him. Definitely and all the coaches that I've met, my 30 visits and at the combine. I just love his energy, love his passion of the game, just who he is as a person. So I'm super excited to play for him. He's one of those coaches that you want to go out there and play as hard as you can, so you can make him proud and make him look good. So that's what I'm going to try to do.
So do you have any plans, Marvin, of actually moving here? Do you know when that might be the case, that you might move here, or what are your off-season plans here?
Yeah, I definitely have to move here very soon. Got rookie mini camp coming up, and OTAs, all the different off-season workouts before training camp. So hopefully I can get that moving process started soon, and I'm super excited to be in the Valley. I've heard nothing but great things about here, so like I said, I cannot be more excited.
Right on, bud.
Well, Marvin, we appreciate the time. I know you got a lot going on here, but we're looking forward to your career as an Arizona Cardinal. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you guys.
Yep, absolutely.
Thank you.
That's Marvin Harrison Jr. joining us right there on the Arizona Sports Line. It's interesting that he would bring up Larry Fitzgerald. I think that's just genuine. Not just playing to the audience. I don't think if he was drafted by the Chargers, he would have been bringing up. I don't know who the Chargers' best receiver would be. Keenan Allen, maybe. But I don't know. Like he's getting compared to some of the greatest of all time, and I thought his answer was interesting. Of like, yeah, I like it, but also I'm trying to do my own thing, right? That's kind of the way you have to approach that.
Yeah, I love the fact that he said he had a lot to prove. That right there, I think, was probably my favorite cut. You got a guy that is so wildly talented, the way that Marvin Harrison Jr. is, Basinonians, and yet he understands, I've got a lot to prove. I absolutely love, that was my favorite thing that he said. Because, sometimes when you have the kind of incredible talent that this guy does have, sometimes you get this feeling of, I don't have to prove anything. I'm so good, and everyone knows that I'm good. Now, again, it's not like you're going to say that to anybody. Yet at the same time, if you listen to his answer and you read between the lines, you can tell, man, he was being 100% straight up, and I love that answer.
I just like the fact that we've now heard that he has two jobs from Monty Austin Fort and Marvin Harrison Jr., but they were two different sets of jobs, because Monty said his job is to get open and catch the ball. Marvin Harrison Jr. said his job is to run fast and score touchdowns.
Yes.
So I guess they're all connected, but it sounds like he now has 4 jobs already.
Yes.
Okay.
And again, I'm just very, very encouraged right now, Luke, because of what he said in regard to that. We're going to play that again, are we not, Mel? We'll play that when we come back.
Yeah, you guys have to prove a lot of things. You don't come in here with any entitlement just because you were drafted, 4th overall or one of the first receivers on the board. That doesn't mean nothing. You have to go in here, produce, earn the trust of your teammates, earn the trust of your coaches. You have a lot to prove. So no matter where you got drafted, I don't think, you're entitled to anything. So you guys have a lot to prove.
I like that you challenged her.
So
can you have
right
that
there.
by the time we come back?
I know,
and she
that
played
was
it before you could finish
in my
asking the
face. Man.
Thanks for watching Wolf and Luke. Tap to see more and click the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.